All right, it's time for spelling practice. I've got my board here, my glove, and my marker. You don't have these things at home, so you are welcome to just practice in your spiral. If you have something like this at home, that's great. All right, this is list 28. Oh my goodness, we go all the way to 30. What are we going to do? Oh, trust me, I've got plans. I've got plans. All right, contractions. So a contraction is two former full words that have lost some letters and have now become a shortened one word. Okay, so two words become one. Okay, your first spelling word is it's. It's a beautiful day. So it's, what do you think it's came from? Well, rephrase my sentence. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. So I lost the I. And I would love it on your paper if you wrote the spelling word as well as the originals. Word number 2, isn't. This isn't my favorite drink, she exclaimed. Isn't. What do you think isn't came from? This is not my favorite drink, she exclaimed. Very good. Is not. Word 3, you've. You've got to be kidding me. Where do you think this came from? Yes, you have got to be kidding me. Okay. We'd. Like we would. We would like to go to the movie with you. This one is a little tricky-dicky though. It can also be we had. We'd done that before, but I had forgotten about it. So this one can be two. We would, we had. Didn't. I didn't know I couldn't do that. Didn't. Now this one, I took the two original words and I actually joined them. So I took this in and shoved it over here because if you've noticed, most of our contractions have an apostrophe T. Move my light. I don't know why that light gives me so much trouble. It's either too bright or not bright enough. Okay. So didn't, did not. I did not like that. I do not like green eggs and ham. She's so pretty. She's. What do you think this came from? She is. She is so pretty. We've got to get going. And this comes from we have. We've got to get going. We have got to get going. Haven't. Now this one reminds me of didn't. Hey, look, Haven, that says your name. Haven't. Light. My goodness, it's like up there shaking like it's going to fall on me. Have not. So I just did the same thing with didn't. Now notice that this word is the same as in didn't. I ditched the O. I took the N and glued it over here. And then I left the T. Have not. So didn't and haven't. Let's do the same kind of thing there. He'd like to call you if that's okay. He'd. So he would. This one is tricky. It can also be he had. Alrighty. They'd. And it comes from they would. They'd love to come visit for Easter. They would love to come visit. It can also be had. They'd already seen that movie before. They had. Okay, so we've got two here. Would and had. Alrighty, theirs. There's just not enough room in here for me. Theirs. This came from there is. There is just not enough room in here for me. Very good. We lost the I there. The same as its and she's. Alrighty, don't. Don't you dare pick up that marble off the floor and put it in your mouth, Ryder. Don't. Alright, this one came from not. So the same thing. Kind of looks like donut. Do not. I took the N and shoved it over here. And left the O out in the wash. And add an apostrophe. So the three that do that, we got one more so far. We'll review all four of them at the same time, I promise. Okay. Wheel. Some of these sound like a real word. That almost sounds like this. Now you pronounce it the same, so maybe it's got a homophone, but it's not the same word. Wheel. We'll get there when we can. We're running slow today. We will. And the last one, this is probably the hardest one to remember. Oh, no, it's not the last one. There's still one more. Oh, won't. I won't do it, Mom. I promise. Now, you're going to tell me, okay, it comes from not, and we're going to ditch the O and leave the apostrophe, and we're going to shove the N over here. Well, here's the tricky part. What did this word come from? Whoa? No, I don't know a word named woe other than sadness, W-O-E. And I'm not saying I won't, like with sadness. It's usually defiance. Okay, this one's tricky dicky. Are you ready? This comes from will. I lost a ton of letters here. So, Mom, I won't touch it, I swear. Mom, I will not touch it, I promise. I ditched all of those letters. And then I exchanged them for an O, because I need a vowel sound. And then I did the same thing I always do with the not, just like in don't, haven't, didn't. I could even add shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't. So this NT, it originally started with not, and I ditched the O. But this word came from will not. Alright, so won't. I promise I won't hurt my brother. Heard that a lot lately. And then still some tears ring in my ears from the backyard. Alright, last one. Now, I promise this is the last one. He's just the greatest friend ever. He is. So this one's like she's. And theirs. Sorry, I had to look at the list. I mean, I have it memorized, but like not that close. So we lost the I and then exchanged it for an apostrophe S. Okie dokie. Your bonus words happen to go with our rockin' and rolling story, temperature. Temperature can be measured in Fahrenheit or Celsius. It can also be measured in Kelvin. Temperature. This sounds like a CH here. Chur. You can sound this out. Temperature. Per. This part you're going to have to memorize, a chur. Because we usually say temperature. We leave this part out. We are from the South. We don't say all of the syllables. Your next word is depth. Dr. Schludeman told me my depth perception was off, as in I don't see very well. So this word came from this one. Say this one with me. Deep. So depth came from deep. Your next bonus word is width. Now, you do not say this with. You say width. Not that slowly. Width. You kind of have a little thick tongue right here. And this word came from wide. Your next word is weight. Now, this looks like a number word with a W. Weight. And that came from weigh. So I took all these words and made them into nouns. And then your last one is height, which looks eerily similar to the last one. And this came from how high something is. We had to add a couple letters there to make it sound just right. If you have any questions on your spelling your spelling words this week, let me know. We will do our ABC order later in the week. Toodles!